We're already surrounded.
I never thought you'd have the gall to come back here.
What's going on, anime enthusiasts? Hope y'all having a swell day, and I'm calling in for some assistance. Anybody who's read the light novel, anybody who's read the manga, I need your help. I need y'all to tell me, or if anything, watch this episode and tell me in the comments below if the anime just didn't adapt something. Am I missing context? Am I missing something that it was told before within the light novel or the manga that the anime just didn't tell? Maybe the anime comes back to this in the later episodes. I don't know. But all I know is there's a few more red flags that are probably showing up for this anime. That doesn't take away from what the overall story is of it, since, the light novel and the manga come first. If y'all like the light novel and the manga, cool. It's just that, this is an anime, and if you haven't read the light novel or manga and you see the anime, you're expecting the anime to, be good, especially after the first episode and, a little bit from the second episode. But, now as far as, pertaining to me as an anime only watcher, I'm seeing a bit more red flags, and I'm starting to wonder if things have been cut in order to make the episode count or the runtime for this story. And if so, I am a little sad that, we don't get to get the grand info or things that's going on. Also, this episode is very tame. Yeah, tame, lighthearted in several aspects. There's a lot more comedy to it. This might be one of the weaker episodes. This might be one of the episodes to where, they bring in some of the more lighter elements. We've already had 2 episodes of intrigue and death and just trying to survive. Now we need an episode where we need to, take a step back and chill for a moment. But in that taking steps back, we have sort of declawed or defanged what this anime is already set up to be. So let's get into it, as not much happened, but there are still a few high points within this. So at the end of episode 2, where we're fighting a dragon and we defeated the dragon, it flashed white. At the beginning of the episode, the dragon is to actually be revealed as a giant cat, a black cat, as this monster is called. It uses shapeshifter skill in order to transform into a dragon, and the black cat, actually talks, and it transformed into a dragon for fun, and it kind of got in over his head, especially when it came up to Akira and the elf girl. The black cat was created by the demon lord, and the demon lord actually had a message for the black cat to give to, I'm assuming, the hero of the whole entire class, but it actually gave it to Akira, who was actually probably supposed to be the hero of this. The message is, "Come to Volcano, the land of the dragons. I shall await you in my castle deep within." And Akira, good on him for asking the right questions. It was like, how does the demon lord know about him? Let him know. How did the demon lord know that he was gonna be here to meet the black cat and get the message? Who knows? Maybe the demon lord actually sent a message to all of his powerful minions to be like, hey, if you see such and such, if you see the hero of this time or whatever, give them this message. But then it still is the fact of, why does the demon lord know about this? Or why does the demon lord even care about sending these messages? So, tying back to the main story and all that. But it goes beyond the black cat's knowledge. And, Akira has a not inner saying, but he makes a comment saying that he doesn't believe that this whole demons are bad kind of thing. After this scenario of meeting the Black Cat and hearing the Black Cat talk. And the Black Cat's all like, hey, I lost, go ahead and, end me. And Akira's like, nah, I don't want to kill you because I like cats. And, you're the first one ever to talk to me. First monster or some intelligent beast or demon that's talking to me. And the Black Cat's like, But unfortunately, none of them can get out of the room until either the boss, which is the Black Cat, or the challenger, dies. And Akira thinks like there must be a secret way out. And the elf girl says like, well, you can make a monster pact and make the Black Cat your familiar. That should work. And the Black Cat's more like negative, pessimistic, not really believing that would work. And then Akira actually gets mad at the Black Cat for not valuing its life or having any stake. And he's like, all right, let's do the ritual then, to prove a point. So the ritual begins, and Akira thinks of the name Knight to get the Black Cat in respect to its coat and fur. The way that it's not really explained how the ritual works. It's more or less if both of the monster and the person in the ritual untune, their souls will become linked. That's pretty much it, but there's not too much going on about it. But the ritual itself, Akira is like being thrown to the sky, and he finds himself in a burned town. The Black Cat is being very destructive, creating chaos, and the two kind of just duke it out. And the Black Cat's like, hey, in order for you to live, you need to, kill me in order for this thing to go through. And Akira does the opposite. In one moment, as he's flying through, he just lands into the claws of the Black Cat. And the Black Cat's like, what? Bro, what are you doing? And then Akira goes through a whole monologue. Yo, I don't want to kill you. I know you don't want to kill me. You ain't got to do all this. I will, prove it to you that you don't want to wreak destruction, and you're good, and it works. it just works. The whole friendship overpowers everything, or more or less, I will make you turn over a new leaf, and everything is fine. And the cat likes this name, Knight. The elf introduced herself finally as Amelia, and that's pretty much it. That's all that just happens. Amelia's just as happy and excited. And so we flip back now to the next scene. The hero squad that was made during the last episode, they found themselves in a small town in the land called Yamato, which was founded by the hero, probably the first hero of this world. But they're enjoying themselves, they're eating food, and they have a discussion. They need money, and they need money in order to buy things to get around, and they need information about the world because they don't know much. The plan that they've made is to defeat the demon lord and go home, and they want to become true heroes in order to have some kind of negotiating power with the king and princess in order for them to leave this world. Kyosuke brings up that they need to meet with Akira first before setting out to the demon continent. And while everybody's pitching in everybody's giving their opinions on the situation of meeting Akira, and Sato just drops that we can't really team up with Akira, because Akira doesn't even recognize him, even though they've been classmates since kindergarten. Okay, I guess that's an important detail. I mean, it makes sense because Akira's just been by himself, a background character as he was a long time. But if Sato just says, yo, he doesn't recognize me, Sato, have you done anything to have you gone up to him? Have you tried to talk to him? Have you tried to visit him? You try to, be friends with him? I mean, uh, sure, I guess. Yeah, he doesn't recognize you because you just never interacted with him? Question mark. But the hero's sword can actually slay his demon lord. But Sato says that we can't really team up with him until we're as strong as him. And so they decide to, wait in the area and train on the monsters until they're not sufficient for training anymore. That's it. I mean, their section was extremely short, just like checking in on them, see what they're doing. And then we flip back to now Akira, Amelia, and Knight. What it looks like a dream sequence is actually Amelia just telling both Akira and Knight like her little backstory. Is that she was running away from like people and she was just being pursued. She said she was forced to flee her homeland, and then at some point she got washed ashore and she got gobbled up by a dark slime, and the next thing you know, she woke up and saw Akira. Okay. Leaving out a lot of context there, Amelia, but I get you, I understand. And so there's some talks, kind of figures out that the problem is Amelia's little sister, whatever it is, some familial problem, some royalty problem. So we don't know. Just there's a lot of context we're missing. And then it's Akira's turn. Akira, talks about his family, talks a little bit more about his little sister, trying to relate to Amelia and, family problems. Not really family problems. It's more or less, Akira's just a really chill dude, a family son. He's helping out, taking on, extra hours in order to make sure his little sister has, some recreational things and fun things, buying things for him. It's really sweet. And, Akira goes like, I really want to go home, but first, I gotta deal with what's going on here. I gotta offend Saran. And when he's talking about Saran, this man is like going full demonic demon mode. Like the shadows around him are like coiling around, like he's about to explode. Like, okay, this man's got some deep seated hatred for the king and princess, which I understand. It's respectable. You don't go killing off like someone so benevolent and like who's been wanting like nothing but good for the whole kingdom, like just like that. Nah, Akira, you got a plan. But as they're about to leave, they want to use the magic circle, but Knight doesn't know where the circle goes. Then Amelia chimes in and goes like, oh, well, pale blue teleportation circles take you where you wish to go. But if multiple people are using it at the same time, then it only responds to one of those people using it. And while they step inside, there's this really relatable moment that upon hearing that, Akira's like, okay, I want to go home. And that's really on the forefront of his mind. It's like, that's what he's thinking at first. So that's probably where he wants to go, immediately, he wants to go home. But he pushes that thought to the side in favor of finishing what's been started here. Because not only does he want to avenge Saran, but he also kind of needs to get all of his other classmates out at the same time. So even though in this moment he could really go home by himself, he wants to be the bigger person, finish things, and finish what's been started. So the group teleports to the land of the elves in the forest continent. Oh no, Amelia, you really wanted to come back here, despite what you saying it looked like. And this funny thing is, conveniently, there's an elf in the tree who spots him, and immediately just, shoots first, asks questions later. Akira slides up to him, makes him surrender. And then Emilia's like, oh, that's Liam Gladius. And then Liam just goes off on Emilia, saying, calling her a criminal, and she's no longer a princess. And then Akira kind of looks around. They're all surrounded by elves. And then another elf strolls up, just mean walking, mean mugging, like has a very, oh yeah, I'm going to mess all of you up look. Kilika, Kilika? It is Kilika, it's pronounced. Amelia says that's Kilika, and she's strolling up. And then while Kilika's strolling up, it goes, hey, Amelia, child of light, one who committed sin against me. You got some nerve coming back home after everything that you did. And then the episode ends. So, that's pretty much it, to be honest. There's not much else to say or talk about it. I mean, I'm excited to see what's gonna happen for Emilia now that we are in her, backstory territory, in her area. I'm gonna figure out more about Emilia, figure out why her little sister is like this arrows blazing against Amelia. Now at this point, I kind of don't trust Amelia or what she's saying. Maybe she ran away because she's like devious and evil. Who knows? Like, but yeah, I just this. I don't know. It's just like I don't know if there's like much to go off because where like even I'm sorry I'm having trouble talking about this. It's just that you see in the episode not much going on. I kind of feel like there's a lot of things missing. Like for instance, the whole trip in the Yamato land with the hero group. Like, was there more that they were doing there, or was that just like a quick check-in? Why was it so easy for Akira to make that pact with the Black Cat, even though the Black Cat was, pessimistic and not valuing its life? How was Kira so easily able to, make it turn over a new leaf? You don't know that much about the Black Cat. I mean, you just met it, and then you kind of just forced your way in. It just worked. I mean, suspending disbelief and whatnot, and, sending like a message on like valuing life and whatnot. It's cool and all, but I think we're missing like steps 3 through 8 within this whole thing. I could be just looking too hard into it, but overall, I'm still waiting to see what goes on next. I'm looking out for those red flags. I see them, they're up, and I hope this anime kind of turns back into what it was founded on within the first 2 episodes. It's good to have these like little light-hearted moments, but at the same time, not much really happened. Like for the first half of the anime, they were literally just sitting in that boss room making the pact. That was it. The next 3 to 5 minutes was the hero group. That's it. The next 3 minutes, they were still in the room. And then the last couple of minutes, they were in the elf land. But that's like only like the setup for the next thing. That's it. Usually these kind of episodes where they're like sitting in like one area for like half the episode, that usually happens within the half point of the anime's like lifespan, like episode 6 and on. Not in the 3rd episode, not in the beginning. I don't know. I think I'm just like giving this anime a little bit too much criticism, and I'm probably mainly because of what it was founded on, like what we saw in the first episode. Like that's what got me hooked, and now we're, I guess, at this point right now. All right. Well, what do y'all think? Comment below. Am I giving this anime too hard of a time? Am I putting this way too high, and I should be like lowering my expectations now, especially after episode 2? I should like keep them lowered, or is there something else? Like maybe y'all are also in the same boat of like having a high criticism or whatnot, or maybe y'all are also wanting the extra content or content and context for what the anime is missing. I don't know. That's just like the kind of thing with anime is that a lot of times they need to make sacrifices as far as story beats in telling in order to fit it within the budget that they have, because not only you have to do animations, You have to do, storyboarding. You can't literally draw every single manga panel. Well, technically you can, but that's time consuming, expensive, and is not gonna probably fit within a 12 episode line. You're probably gonna need like 100. Look at you, One Piece. Anyway, I hope you all have a good day, night, evening, morning, wherever you guys are in the world, and I hope your day is just a little bit better. With that, we'll see y'all in the next episode. Peace.